Y'all have come here, and this is sacred space. And it's sacred space because y'all are here. Where two or more are gathered, there I am in the midst. I am in the midst. So this is sacred space because you're sacred. You bring that heart and love and divine nature that you are here. So thank you for showing up. And we know that all are welcome here. You're welcome here no matter what the color of your skin is, no matter what your sexual orientation, your gender, no matter whether you're happy or sad, no matter whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you're welcome here. And with that, let's embrace and say our statement of being, our opening statement for us today. So begin together. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good, the omnipotent. Yeah. So as always, I would just, can I get on my soapbox?
Yes.
My soapbox is, unity is based in prayer. How often do we pray? Always, but how often do we intentionally pray? It might be the question.
Without ceasing.
So, as a community of prayer, then prayer should be part of the community. And that prayer should be available and open all the time. And that each of us should be praying with each other, about each other, for each other. Because we know that, prayer isn't about changing some divine being. Prayer is about changing us. Or maybe helping us reveal the truth of who we are, remembering the truth of who we are. So we have lots of ways to access prayer, whether you can go on our online and put a prayer request in, you can go to Silent Unity, you can reach them online as well, you can call them, but you can also pray with this community here. We have a prayer chaplain. Who's the prayer chaplain today? Well, I'll be the prayer chaplain today.
We all are.
Any of your board, any Beverly and I, you can reach out to. We're happy to pray with you. So today, let's start with a little prayer. And I just invite you, take a big breath in and exhale that. And know that what is breathing is divine. That there's one presence and one power in the universe. This is God, the good. This one power and one presence is your one power and one presence. You are this divine nature, living and expressing as this unique and beautiful individual that you are. And being that there is one power and one presence, all that is available, all that is contained within that one power and one presence, which means everything is available here, now, in you, as you. So that you can make the statement, I can, and put whatever you want after it. I can be whole and healthy. And then, knowing that you can, affirm it and claim it. I am whole and healthy. I am wise and powerful. I am the truth. And as the truth, that I know that what is possible is now here, available in this moment. And whatever I can dream of, hope for, imagine for myself is already here, is already in my possession. So we remember the people in Florida today and in South Carolina. Remember that they too have that same one power, one source. And that what they need is available for them, showing up for them, allowing them to find the comfort, the ease, the love, the safety, the compassion, whatever it is that they need in their world, that is revealing itself to them. And we know that for us here, that whatever we need, whether it's health, whether it's wholeness, whether it's a little peace of mind, and whether it's certainty, whether it's compassion for another, all that is available here. And we give thanks that we have the opportunity to come together as a community and to know these things, to share these things, to be that one power and one presence together. And with that we say, yay, and so it is. Amen. You know that this week begins actually a 5-point fall healing series on Ho'oponopono. Reverend Beverly and I will be trading off week to week, sharing each of the 4 processes of that technique until its culmination, in which Reverend Beverly will bring all of them together. All right. So, invite you to make sure that you're here for each one of those, but definitely here for that last one, so that you can hear the culmination. Because Ho'oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian technique of healing and forgiveness. Its 4 components really can be used in any order, but the order I'm using them today is I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, and thank you. And to remind us that this process is about forgiveness and healing, but it's not fully an external process, meaning that it has to be done with somebody else. It could be, but it's really an internal process. And this here says, Ho'oponopono is a profound gift that allows one to develop a working relationship with the divinity within, and to learn to ask that in each moment our errors in thought, word, and deed, or action be cleansed. The process is essentially about freedom, complete freedom from the past. So it's about us setting ourselves free from that which we have latched on to that happens somewhere else other than here in this moment. And to help reinforce those 4, I'm going to play this song for you. This is Karen Drucker, and she is going to just share with you those 4 steps of the process. It was slow and easy, and I wanted to just settle into it and relax. It wasn't the angst and anguish that often happens when we got something that's going on in our life that we're riled up about, right? The Ho'oponopono is really, the definition of it means to rectify an error in our thinking, an error in our beliefs. And how often do we have those errors in belief happen when I'm interacting with somebody, right? And they say that thing that gets me riled up because I just know they were meant to just hurt me. They said that intentionally just because they knew I'd be wounded by it. Of course, they're off in their own world and have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay. Not that occasionally people don't do things intentionally, and we'll talk about that. But often the process is that people are just sharing with you who they are and what's going on in their life. And the things that they even may be saying to you about you are really revealing to you what's going on in them. Right? It's a revealing process. But it's a struggle sometimes to take what's said to us. I have people comment on my beard all the time. Most of the time, it's, I like your beard. But there's a regular occurrence of people telling me, you look better without the beard. Okay?
Thank you.
I could and used to get a little more riled up about that. Because part of me knows that it's typically females that tell me that. And I know that if I said to a woman, you know, you need to do something with your hair.
Oh, boy.
It looks better when you do it.
Oh, boy.
But what they're sharing with me is their thoughts, who they are. Yes, maybe they truly believe I look better without beard. Maybe I wouldn't. I won't argue with that. I might look better without the beard. But it's what I'm doing right now. It's who I am right now. Just the expression of me.
The Beatles heard that all the time.
Yes. They did. Here's an example of maybe that hurt at our.
Oh.
This is the Little Rascals. And in this scene, Alfalfa has written Darlene a love letter. But our boys here are sharing the letter they think that Alfalfa wrote, not the one he wrote. And here's how it goes.
Sorry, okay. I remember what it said. Dear Darla, I hate your stinking guts. You make me vomit. You're a scum between my toes. Love, out, out.
I don't know, I've had some people tell me some things that my interpretation, they were telling me that I was scum between their toes.
I never thought about that.
But here's Darlene. Boy, she was ready to do what? She was ready to crush the life out of somebody, in this case, Alfalfa. We have these experiences in our life. It's part of our normal life. Does that mean that it has to be that way? No, but is it often just our experience and what we live with? Yes. That somebody says something that just riles us up, and we go somewhere with it. That's the memory aspect of it, is that we attach it to previous examples of somebody saying something to us, and now we've interpreted 100% what we think they meant by it. And now we expand it, because even when somebody tells me that they would, I'd look better without my beard, I might interpret that they're telling me that I'm ugly, that I'm hideous, that I can't be lovable because I'm just too doggone unattractive for that. I can go all kinds of directions with that interpretation. My interpretation of it. So, Ho'oponopono, as I begin today, we're talking about the I love you step in it. But the process of Ho'oponopono is a forgiveness process. So I wanted to share with you here what Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity and the Revealing Word, has to say about forgiveness. He says forgiveness really means the giving up of something. A process of giving up the false for the true. And he goes on to say, when you forgive yourself, you cease doing the things that you should not do. You stop your way of thinking, you stop your actions, and then you're doing that because you're aligning with what you've always been. You're aligning with your divine self, your true self. And he talks about that being your inspiration. You're aligning with your inspiration. And as such, now that you have contact with your inspiration, you can see the truth. You can let go of what's taking place. Now, do people sometimes do things to us that we have a hard time forgiving? I think the answer is yes to that, don't we?
Yeah.
So what if the process is in the forgiveness is that the forgiveness is really based on us in that experience? That what I'm forgiving is my error of taking that and going forward with it. Yes, you meant to hurt me, but I picked it up and put it in my bag and tucked it right on down the road with me, right?
Yeah.
Right? So the process is I'm forgiving myself from what's taking place here. And by doing that, I now get to hold you as more truth. Dalai Lama says, when you think everything is someone else's fault, you will suffer a lot. When you realize that everything springs only from yourself, you will learn both peace and joy. So the process here is that it doesn't matter what their intention was. It doesn't matter that they truly wanted to hurt us. It matters what we do with the process and continue forward. What we do with our love, being that we are love, where we go and where we take action with that. So, Charles Fillmore says, love is the great harmonizer and healer. This is also what he says about, well, let's do this first. This is from 1 John chapter 4 in the Bible. It says, Beloved, let us love one another, because love is from God. Everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, for God is love. Kind of a circular there for us. It's being that God is love, those who abide in love abide in God, and God abides in them. And the commandment is that those who love God must love their brothers and sisters. So if you follow that kind of circular, what it's saying is that you're love. God is love. You're love. You can't be separate from love. Love abides in you. Love is you. God is love. God can't be separate from love because love and God are the same. You can't be separate from God unless you believe you're separate. But does that truly make you separate? Or does it just make you believe you're separate? Ultimately, you abide in God. And the way that you help abide in God, to live in God, to be that love, is to love others. To love those people that you want to crush them like they can. Yeah. So, any of y'all have an example of something that doesn't seem very forgivable? Anybody want to venture there? You don't have to give us a personal story, but just what's an idea? What's something that didn't seem very forgivable?
Let's forget.
Any harm to children.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Charm to children.
Harm.
Yes, harm to children.
Harm to animals.
Yeah.
And harm to animals, I would, yeah,
The
right.
helpless, any helpless.
Yes, absolutely.
So, the process of love says that that same God love that we talk about as being infused in all is in that child, is in that animal, that dog, that cat, that horse, that guinea pig, that boa constrictor, whatever it might be for us. Right? That same love is there. And that when we are doing the Ho'oponopono process, and we say, I love you, we're saying that I recognize I am love. I am that divine love. And that I recognize that is contained and is God, that is contained in me, is also contained in you. I may have a hard time at this moment forgiving you for what I think you've done to me. But if I can step beyond that and recognize, wait a minute, if I'm that same love, you're that same love. And what's taking place here, what I think you've injured me with, one is revealing what about you? Revealing that you have a need you're trying to meet. And you're trying to meet it by saying whatever you did or whatever action you did. When I have friends that sometimes lash out and tell me that I view it as lashing out, right? That's my interpretation of it. That I'm going to give them the attention that they need because I'm selfish.
Mm.
And a part of me could buy into that I'm selfish. A part of me could recognize that here's a friend that's telling me they have a need. They want something. And that their comments to me maybe are about me, but are much more about what they need. And in that moment, of course, I could take action. My action could be, I tell them what to do with it and I leave. Right? That's not my choice. They're my friend. I choose to stay with them. I choose to give them the attention. But I also choose to do what Ho'oponopono tells us. And that is in the I love you, is that I see you for that love. And I see that all that you want is there within you. You're not flawed, you're not broken. You're whole and complete, and that love dwells within you. And the comfort, the ease, the compassion, the kindness, the friendship that you want is already there within you. And yes, I may take action to do my best with my friend to give you what you need because you're my friend. I want you to receive. But I do that because I'm able to see beyond what I viewed as maybe a hurt, an injury to me. So I'm using the process to help me in the moment not continue to connect with that words that were said. In other words, continue to connect with the past and try to carry it to this moment and keep acting out of this moment with something that isn't in this moment anymore. It's gone. Goes. So, Charles Fillmore says, love is the great harmonizer and healer. It's healing for us because in our steps, I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, thank you, I'm releasing that which I have carried forward that's affecting me here mentally, affecting me emotionally, but we know what? What do we know about science? That what goes on mentally and emotionally affects what?
Everything.
Affects his physicalness too. So it affects my physical body. In unity, what do we also know? That as I hold something and become something, then what do I bring into this world? That something. In other words, that wholeness, that completeness, that divine nature. That's what I'm holding for myself. Then I'm bringing it to you. And I'm bringing that resonance and that vibration. And now I get to bathe you in that same resonance and vibration. And now you don't have to do nothing with what I brought to you. But you usually do, don't you? Don't you usually, that being absorbs that, takes that on, starts to respond to that. Again, they don't have to, they may be oblivious to it. But they typically, because you're showing up differently and bringing a new resonance to them, they respond in that. There's where the healing begins for them as well. So this process, yes, is personal. It's about you. It's about your connection with divinity within you. But it's also helps impact the world around you. So you can do this process for other people. That's how it was founded, I believe, was thinking of it as a process to work with others. But it was understood that working with the others began here. It was a self-process with that. So, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Are the other parts that will continue in the weeks to come. But today, I'm going to invite us, let's just practice this. And we're going to practice it very simply. So almost like a meditation, I invite you just to, if you're comfortable closing your eyes, go back to closing your eyes. And one of the steps always with healing is intention. So what is it that you would like to bring healing and forgiveness to? Maybe it's something in a relationship. Maybe it's your own body. Maybe it's a political figure. Maybe it's something that's happened in our news. Something that you know that when you think about it, you want to crush that can. So now you're bringing the intention that I'm going to transform this. I'm bringing healing, transformation to this process, to this experience I'm having. So now I come back and I see me. I'm sitting in my chair. And I say, I love you. I love you knowing the truth of who you are. I am love expressing. I am the divine, alive here in this wonderful shaved-haired, scraggly beard, old fella's expression. You get to insert your own there and know that whatever and however you look and are in the world, you are divine expressing. You are the love alive. I love you, and I see that love, that divine nature coming out in beautiful, creative ways. In my situation, I say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I misunderstood. I'm sorry that I didn't see the truth here. I'm sorry that anything I did brought pain to others, but brought pain to myself. I'm sorry. And please forgive me. Forgive me. See me for that truth. Allow me to release that which is untrue. As I release it for you, as I hold the truth that you are, please forgive me. And then thank you. Thank you that this has given me the opportunity to reignite the truth that I am. To reignite the brilliance and the beauty, the love I am. Thank you that you've given me that opportunity. And thank you for being that beautiful expression of love in my life. Allowing me to let loose that which needs to be freed and embraced that which is the deep, profound truth of my being. And it's with all intentions, hold and affirm that this is now different. I am now changed. And as you bring your attention back to our time here, back to your chair, back to open your eyes as you're ready, seeing this space, this room, knowing that, like all healing, you may get to do more of it. But it's the next piece, the next layer. You've changed. You've shifted it. It is not the same. You're not the same. That is the power of divine, is that when that fire is ignited, it burns away that which is not itself, which is not the fire. That's the false beliefs. That's the past we've been trying to drag and keep tucked away in our bag with us. But you may get to tomorrow, do it again. But don't think that you failed. Know that now here's another piece of it. Here's another layer. Or maybe you've released it all. Maybe there isn't another layer. That happens too. So your homework this week, your practice is, each and every time you have that situation that arises that you know, I'm going to crush that freaking can. And you're more specific about who it is that you want to be that can, that you return to these 4 pieces. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And then next week, Beverly will be here with another piece of it. And the beauty of it is, Beverly might tell you something different. And she might even contradict something I said. That's okay. Now you've got a fullness, a roundness that you get to choose. How do I use this process? How do I use this to be what we do in spiritual community? And that is be the transforming power in my own life. So with that, let's move to our... Thank you. So this is an opportunity to give